Good afternoon and welcome back to the Grooming Studio Leni channel. We are incredibly glad that you are here with us every week, that you follow and support our work. It means a lot to us. What makes us ever more happy is that our community is expanding every week. As you already know, this is our new series called Very Neglected Dog. In this series, you see dogs that have a very sad story behind them, that were abandoned or mistreated, as in this case, and we gave these wonderful creatures a helping hand. So, if you haven't, watch the other videos from this series. And write in the comments how you like this series and whether you want to see more videos like this on the channel. Ahora. But now let's start from the beginning and hear the story of this dog whose look leaves you speechless. Just look at it. This is a dog that was bought when it was a puppy. He was brought to a family where there were many children, other dogs and cats and other domestic animals. The children loved him immediately. They were delighted with him. The dog had a lot of love, and little by little he stayed in the house with the children. So he started sleeping in the house and spending the whole day in the house. The children were delighted. But the father didn't like him. He wasn't at all happy that the children had a dog and that the dog was staying in the house. But here somehow he put up with the dog. After a year, the husband and wife decide to divorce. They started listening what they had and how they were going to share it, and then it was the dog's turn. Who does the dog belong to after the divorce? Given that the man didn't love him, it would be logical for the dog to go with the woman and the children, but there was a problem. The woman and her children had to move to a small apartment. Then it was decided that the dog should stay with the man in the village. Have you ever had a situation where you broke up with your partner and you had a dog together? Who did the dog belong? I think it will be very useful for many people to hear other people's stories, and that is why I want to open a discussion in the comments about how and who gets a dog after a divorce. Shortly after the agreement, the wife and children left to the city to a small apartment, and the man stayed in the village with the dog. The man was an alcoholic. He drank a lot, and neighbors say that he used to be aggressive when he come home drunk. So one day he came home drunk, and when he entered the yard, the dog ran up to him and he started hitting and kicking the dog. In addition, he shouted at him, so the neighbors heard that something was happening. But since the man often knew how to be aggressive, they were not allowed to interfere. After a few days, the man came home again and started beating the dog again. And whenever the dog came close to him, he would kick it. The neighbors were watching all this again and were not allowed to react. They thought it would be good to talk to him when he wasn't under the influence of alcohol. And that is what they did. When they saw that he was at home and not under the influence of alcohol, they come to talk to him. They told him that it was wrong to hit the dog, that the dog wasn't his fault, and that if the dog was bothering him and he didn't want it, he should give it to someone. He then promised that he wouldn't hit the dog again, but these are all promise until he is under the influence of alcohol. When the whole situation happened again for the third time, when he was hitting the dog, the neighbor decided to call us to see if we could help them. I then explained to them that we are grooming studio and that we groom such neglected dogs for free, but that we don't have the right to go to let a man to give us a dog. And they were aware that it was not just a matter of taking care of that dog, it should be removed from there, and that the man shouldn't be allowed to get close to him. I then called my friends from the association dealing with dog rescue, told them the whole story, and asked them to go to the address and check what is happening there, and if possible take the dog away. How would you react in that situation? Would you like for a solution to help such a dog? They found both the dog and the owner. They tried to talk to the man normally and to explain to him that the dog is suffering so much and find it a new home. So he then came to our salon. We completely fixed him up. Unfortunately, we saw a large wound on the back that needed to be taken care of by the vet. And besides, his whole skin was inflamed, so that needed to be taken care of as well. We published the whole story about this dog on our Instagram profile, and very quickly a girl who lived alone called, and she wanted to have a friend like this to whom she would love and who would love her. And so this dog went to his new forever home. He lives well there, he is happy and he has recovered well. His wounds and his skin in general have recovered. Write to us in the comments how you would rate this video from 1 to 10. We are waiting for your answer. Let's remind you to click subscribe so that you don't miss our new video in 7 days.